everybody, we're back for another Vlogtober, and today I just have some stuff that I need to do. I've got some inserts that I want to put in here for next year that I just printed out, and some people had some questions about these two little traveler's notebook looking ring binders. I've got my pencil pouch here with me. Oh, and someone wanted to see how these turned out. Why don't I start with that first? Since this notebook here, I got way too much stuff out on the table. Oh, if you like Peanuts Planner Co. and you're a member of her Facebook group, she has her new 2021 dated calendars that you get on the Facebook group for free. And so I printed those for my half letter, for my keeping track of my students for next year for the spring semester. So this is my lovely half letter Mystics Little Gifts. You can see it's getting used up. It's the only like real planner that I've been using. This one I've been having fun setting up minimal, but I'm not really using it. This is the one that I come to day in and day out. I should probably check. Yeah, I'm gonna scoot you a little. There we go. There we go. So, for the longest time, I didn't have any dividers in it. The only thing I had was this page lifter from Poi and Hun. It was an A5 size that I cut down to fit in here, and it's working great. It's a really nice, sturdy piece of, I'm not sure what type of plastic it is, but it's working great. And then the only other thing I was using was I had a bunch of these Foxy Fix dashboards, and I'd cut them in half and was using them as dividers because I actually didn't have dividers with tabs. So what I did was I ordered a set of these from Tool, and they're the ones that go inside of the ring system here. Oh, and I put those amber colored rings on, and I like them. They're really nice. The little extra bit width really helps a lot. So all I did, these are half letter size, so they are 8.5 this way, and they are 5.5 this way. So all I did was cut them down. I cut off the side with the binding, and I cut them, let me see, from here over to here to 4.25. That's roughly the size of a standard traveler's notebook insert. Actually, the standard is a little bit more. It's 4.33, which ends up being 11. I can't even think right now. 11 centimeters, 11 milli. I don't know. It's 11 by 21 is what the original is. So what I did was chop this off, and then I centered them and hole punched them. And you can see, I'll get those out of the way. This is what they look like. They're just like a grayish plastic. It feels like a cutting mat to me. I don't know what type of plastic that is, but that's what it feels like. It feels like the cutting mats we get at the Dollar Tree. And so I've got my tab, my fourth quarter from 2020, my October, and all of these in a previous video, you can download these for free. And then I have my monthly inserts. I love a dated insert. And Taylor at Paper, let me take that off, that's leftover laminate that I just turned into a bookmark. Taylor over at Paper and Cats this is her old design in the personal size that I blew up to about 116% to print for here. It gives you about the width, but it's a little bit short. So she's working on a insert that is 4 inches wide by 8.25 in height. And this was the first sample that she sent me for October. Let's see. Oh, November is on the other side of this. November. And then, of course, it's back here somewhere. December. And she will be doing a standard size rings for the year 2021. And I'm looking forward to that. Here is another one of the dashboards. One of my inserts. This one came from Courtney Taylor Plans. It was like a free one. It had color, but I printed grayscale because there were different colors that I don't think went well with this. And then this right here, this lovely insert is from Rochelle at Scrap Craftastic. This is, let me open to one that is not filled in so you can see how nice it is. It is her week on 2 pages, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then there's a little spot up here for notes, weekly tasks, or whatever you need to do. And I'll show you how I've been using this. So when I first started in my standard rings, there we are, it was back on the 21st of September. And what I was doing here is I was keeping track of things that we were waiting on arriving, and then just kept track of my days. Then this was last week. Last week was a busy week, so there were a couple of days where I needed a little bit more space than was provided here. So this is one of Rochelle's at Scrap Craftastic. This is one of her inserts as well. That I think this is from the from her Patreon, because it has numbers and it has like the water mark, and it has, you know, the times. And so I just kept track of my day and certain things that I was working on. And then I did the same thing for Friday, because Friday was kind of a busy day as well. And I like a weekly tracker. I just can't get behind the monthly ones. I try and try and try. And since I decided to use this for keeping track of things or important things, this is just a weekly tracker that I printed on a Post-it note. And then there's the rest of my week. You'll see that I've got like AM and PM temperature times. We have a concert coming up again. And so for a certain number of days before, we have to have a COVID test, which actually I have tomorrow. And we have to take our AM and PM temperature to make sure that we don't have a variation of a certain number and don't go over 100.4 for a certain amount of time. I tend to have a low temperature to begin with, like, you know, the mid to high 97s, 96.9, 98.6, that was my highest temperature. But I'm usually in the 97s. So, and here we are this week. Actually, I forgot to mark some things off for the husband. There we go. Like call to reschedule COVID, letter of recommendation for a student, some things that I'm working on in the dining room. So this isn't completely finished. So when this week is over, Let me set that there. What I'm going to do is this will just go to the next week. And actually what I'm going to do to make that a little bit easier, I'll show you. I'm just going to take a little pair of my, I guess these would be like sewing scissors, but I use them for fine paper cutting. Like, all I'm doing is snipping the little, and I don't do this on every page. I only do this on the, you know, the ones that, and then it's like you are using rings because it will pull out, but it can go back in. So there's that. And again, I have another tracker, and I still have some things to do late. It's late at night, so it's actually the next day. The pet water, I have to clean that, and I have to do the dishes, so that's why they're the last things. Oh, and I have to take my second temperature today. But here's what they look like unfilled. And then here's what the personal insert that I blew up looks like, not filled out. But these dividers work great. Let's see. This right here. This is the back, the second half of this I use, or this part that I cut off, and then I just rounded the corners. We'll just kind of go back at that. And then I'm in the process of making some new dividers, dashboards, since these are clear, so you won't be able to see back there. But I ran out of ink. I thought I had 2 ink cartridges in here, and the 2 I had were empty and already been used. So I ordered an ink online, and next, I guess tomorrow, I will be going to Office Depot to, you know, get... I'll be going to Office Depot to pick up my ink after I'm done with my COVID test. And then, so that's a little note section, and then some notes as well, note paper. So there you go. That's how those look cut down. They work so nice. And if you're ever needing dashboards or dividers of a different size, or just needing an extra set, see if you can find something like this and cut it down for your what you need. So that's what we have going on in here, and this is like my personal planner. This is what I reach for every day. Now in here, this is another Mystic's Little Gifts. This is actually not real leather. It's a like a vegan leather, and it's a really soft. It's a really pretty material, and I like the fact that it's a vegan leather. But someone wanted to see what I had in here. So these are dashboards that I've made myself. These are old cloth and paper dividers that I've had, goodness gracious, almost a little over a year or 2. I can't remember. I've had them such a long time. I have them also in the pocket size. They're the, oh, I forget what they call it, but they're cloth and paper. And these are some dashboards that I've made myself. They're my minimal look. I got some Poi and Hun memos. There's my 4th quarter in black and white. And then here's my month. I just love the look of it. And this is the Paper and Cats monthly. And so this is what this looks like. This is just leftover laminate that I just use as a little page turn. And here's my October. And there's October, and there's my little monthly tracker for my no spend, low spend. Here we are in November. There's my November. And here's my December. Some things that I've been working on that are in progress. There's that gray, testing of all of my gray Tombos and my Artist Loft pens, just to kind of see what they looked like. I'm trying to think which was the one that I went with. I went with the Artist Loft, actually. This is the, I think, Cool Gray? Yeah, it's this gray right down here. You can see it's a brush pen, just like the Tombow. And it also has, you know, that, I forget what they call that type of a fine point on that side. But I like the Artist Loft just as much as I like the Tombow, and yeah, I've got a video on these a long time ago, but you can see they look very close. The only thing that's different is the Artist Loft has this to keep it from rolling, and the Tombow is just a little bit longer. And when you look at the tips, they're almost identical. I'll put it down here on the white paper. Look at that. The Tombow might be just a little bit longer, and that's about it. And the other side, just so you can see, this is the Tombow, and this one right here is the Artist Loft. Look at that. They look almost identical. And they both have that, oh wait, this one goes there. This one goes here. They both have that little line there, so you know that the marker's there. So, loving those. And then this is something new that I printed. This is the Peanuts Planner Co. monthly pullout. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Here's the year on a page with grid. And then here's the year on 2. And then I have the reoccurring tasks one for like certain bills and stuff. I'm going to try this and see. What did I get on that? Not sure. Something in my printer. So, and then here's my weekly. And it really is a weekly. It is a Paper and Cats week on a page. And again, I have another one of those pieces of laminate that I actually put a post-it note on with some tasks. Just some stuff I'm waiting on. My tracker and my schedule. And then this back here is Patreon, which we'll talk about in a future video. Here's YouTube and some notes. Oh, and then a blank one. So that's what I have in there, because someone, oh no, I bent my dashboard. Someone wanted to see what I had, and then I put some of these cute Hey Planner Girl stickers in there. So that's kind of what I have in there. It's really, really working quite well for me. And the last thing I guess I'll show before I start cutting my inserts is my planning for the university. So here's what those discs look like on here. And I've got a new ring light up, so it looks pretty close to the real color. They're like amber, I think is what they're called. I can't remember, but the little black discs were just so tiny, and then the other black discs were way too big. So this is the nice kind of Cinderella, or not Cinderella, what's her name? Goldilocks size. It's the right Goldilocks size. So I'm just, got my calendar in here. Here's the Peaky Dory design letter that I cut down, or that I... Bleh. This is the letter size that I reduced to fit this way. But I'm going to use for next year, I'm going to see if I like the Peanuts Planner Co. because it's a little bit larger, because this was meant for a larger piece of paper. And when you reduce it, you do end up having extra space around. So I like the fact that this is larger squares. So I have that, and then, oh, that's my student schedule. And then I printed this as well for Peanuts Planner Co. So you got your monthly tracking. I haven't decided how I'm going to use these. I've seen lots of people use them quite different ways. Here's the year on a page, and the back side should be grid. And then here is another year. This is what she calls the yearly bundle. And if you're in the Facebook group, there is a code that you can use in order to get a 15% discount, which is nice to have. And then here are what these look like in here, not cut down. So there I keep track of my Tulsa Community College students. Here I keep track of my University of Tulsa students. And then in this one I keep track of private students, and then just some extra paper and my divider. So that's the stuff that I'm using at the moment right now. And it's kind of strange to not really be in a traveler's notebook. I do have a journal insert which goes back and forth between a documented journey notebook cover and a traveler's notebook, but right now it's in nothing. I took it out, so that way I can put it in here if I want to take with me. But yeah, so that's kind of what I have and what I've been using this last few weeks. This for only a few days, this for about a week, and then my personal, my standard rings, that's what it's called. I've been using about 3-4 weeks now, and I'm loving it. So there we are. You know, nothing too crazy going on here. Just, you know, spending a late Thursday night trying to get some things done, because I have a lot of stuff to do tomorrow before Shabbat. And one thing that's so nice about these inserts is they are half letter. So let me show you what I do. Now, for some strange reason, I have no idea why, I always use this way. And the husband noted that the numbers, if you look closely, are upside down. For me, it functions, let me get all this stuff out of the way. It functions so much better this way for me than it does any other way. I like seeing the numbers this way. I've tried. I think it could be because of the way the arm swivels. There are numbers here that are very hard to see. And that's one thing that I liked about the other cutter, the one with the wire. But the problem with the wire is it can get bent over time. And this one, really, really sharp, is sharper, and you can cut through more pages. And you have it's plastic, so I mean it can move, but it's less likely to move. And then this only activates when you push this down. You'll see the blade pop out, but otherwise it's up. Now it's down. So I really like that about this little paper trimmer. So these are half letter. So all you have to do is cut them in half. I'm going to try to do it in, I think there's like 7 pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. There's 7 pages for this. So all you have to do, and this is the line right here that cuts. So I'm going to put it at 5.5, which is roughly the 14 centimeters. But 5.5, and then you it's just, it cuts just so much easier than the other. So let's mark it at 5.5 near the 14. Okay, so now let's get the trimmer out of the way. We're going to need the hole punch, so give me a second. Here it is. And we're also going to have to make sure that we are punching these the right way. So there's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, January. And there's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, January. February, March, April, May, June, July, there's August, September, October, Monday, Friday, November, December, and there's always one page like this, which I always keep. Now, just to double check to make sure that you did everything right, just make sure Monday is there, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is there. February, March, April, May, and so on. And I watched that we did that. Now, since I'm going to be putting it inside of my half letter, I've got to get this set up, and this is really hard to show you guys, so I'm sorry about that. I haven't really learned the best way to use this, so what I'm going to do is just kind of there we go. I still have it in the same spot from the last time. So I usually take 1, 2, 3, 4 pages max. I think it's supposed to take 5 pages that are what, like 20 some odd pound paper. And so here I'm going to put that in. There's that first part. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. And Push that in. Da-da. 1, 2, 3. We'll do 3 and then 3, so that way they're all be even-ish. There's that. Cat hair on the table. Imagine that. And then the last set. Watch your hands. It won't hurt your hands, but my hands were in the way. So there, we're done with the hole punch. And this thing is very sturdy, but it is so worth it. And then all I have to do is go towards the end of my monthly section. And then we'll go from the back. Just kind of insert the paper into the rings. There's that. And one last set. And so there you see I have all of 2021 ready to go in my rings. Don't those look nice? December 21 notes and a blank page. So there you are. You got to see me. Got to see me cut and trim some inserts and put them in and do a little bit in my planners. So I know it's not a very exciting Vlogtober episode, but if you have any questions or any ideas that you want me to work on and to explore, please leave them down below and I will get back with you as soon as I can. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.